Before Fortnite, before Call of Duty, before Minecraft, there were these legends. If you grew up in the 80s, these arcade games probably emptied your pockets, one quarter at a time. There was something magical about walking into an arcade in the 1980s. The flashing lights, the sound of hundreds of machines running at once, friends gathered around a cabinet cheering someone on. So today, we're counting down 10 arcade classics that defined the 1980s. Let's press start. At number 10 is Tetris. Believe it or not, one of the most addictive games ever made doesn't have explosions, race cars, or superheroes. It's just falling blocks. Yet somehow, hours disappeared. Created by Soviet software engineer Alexei Pajitnov, Tetris challenged players to fit different shapes together before the screen filled up. Simple idea, absolute masterpiece. Even today, millions of people still play it. At number 9 is Dragon's Lair. Imagine walking into an arcade in 1983 and suddenly seeing something that looked like a Disney movie. That's exactly what Dragon's Lair did. Using Laserdisc technology, the game featured beautiful, hand-drawn animation, unlike anything players had ever seen. Instead of constant joystick action, success depended on perfect timing. The Souls game of its time. It was incredibly difficult, but everyone wanted to play it. Number 8 goes to 8, pole position. Long before realistic racing simulators, pole position made players feel like professional Formula One drivers. The colorful tracks, fast-moving scenery, and realistic driving perspective made it one of the biggest racing games of the decade. It inspired nearly every arcade racing game that followed. Number 7 is Dip. This one was weird, but that's exactly why people loved it. Instead of shooting enemies, you inflated underground monsters until they exploded. Digging tunnels, setting traps, and crushing enemies with falling rocks created a surprisingly strategic arcade experience.
Number 6 is Centipede. Fast, colorful, completely chaotic. Players defended themselves against giant insects while destroying mushrooms across the screen. The game became one of Atari's biggest arcade successes and remains one of the most recognizable shooters ever made. At 5 is Frogger. Crossing a road shouldn't be stressful, unless you're Frogger. Dodging speeding traffic, jumping across floating logs, avoiding snakes and crocodiles. Every level became more intense than the last. It was simple enough for anyone to understand, but incredibly difficult to master. Coming up at 4 is Ms. Pac-Man. Many gamers actually prefer Ms. Pac-Man over the original. Why? Because it improved almost everything. Smarter ghost behavior, faster gameplay, multiple maze layouts. It quickly became one of the highest-grossing arcade machines ever built.
At 3 is Galaga. If you ever walked into an arcade, you heard Galaga. The colorful alien formations, the unforgettable sound effects, and the famous feature where your ship could be captured and rescued made every game feel unique. It's still considered one of the greatest shoot-'em-ups of all time. Coming up at 2 is Donkey Kong. Before he became the world's most famous plumber, Mario was simply called Jumpman. His mission? Climb construction beams, jump over rolling barrels, and rescue Pauline from the giant ape known as Donkey Kong. This game introduced Mario to the world, and gaming has never been the same since. Our number 1 is Pac-Man. No arcade game defined the 1980s quite like Pac-Man. The little yellow character became more than just a game. It became a global icon.
There were TV shows, toys, breakfast cereal, clothing, even hit songs. Everyone knew Pac-Man. More than 40 years later, people still instantly recognize those colorful ghosts chasing that hungry yellow circle through a maze. That's the definition of a gaming legend.
So, how many of these games have you actually played? And which arcade machine stole the most of your allowance? Was it Pac-Man, Galaga, Donkey Kong, or another classic we didn't mention? Let us know in the comments. If this video brought back some amazing memories, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more retro nostalgia.